I think the real teaching that I did had nothing to do with the classroom. It was to take a pile of kids, and they'd all been taught how to paddle, so it was safe. There's a very, very magical place near where we live that we have named Listening Bay, and you can only get into it by canoe, and it goes into a little swamp area, and beavers come down to the shore. You see their paths. The sun glints sort of through the trees like fairies, and it's a most magical place. It's a place of healing. Oh, it's fabulous. And there are all sorts of noises there, different kinds of birds, Baltimore Orioles building nests. It's like some movie set. And I took these kids there, and they're all senior students, so they're coming into themselves, and they have their own opinions about things. But I told them this was my special place, and they needed to respect it. And as we approached it, they were to be absolutely silent. There would be no noise. And I explained that even if you rest your paddle on the gunnels, it goes bonk, and all of the animals would hear it. And I said, the most magical thing is going to happen if you go with me and we go in there. And they had their journals, too. They were allowed to have paper. And so we coasted in, and we approached this, and I just went, shh, and they stopped. All the chatter stopped. All you could hear was a tiny little ripple of their paddles going through the water, very carefully. And we wove our way in single file. And as we got in there, I'd explained this, they fanned out. They very, very quietly got down onto the bottom of their canoes, and they put their arms on the gunnels, and they waited. And there was silence in there. And all of a sudden, all the frogs started. Then the birds came alive. And then, like somebody said, okay, bring the beaver in, please. A beaver wandered its way down, really. And I have goosebumps telling you about this. The kids are all floating freely because there's no way the canoes can get away. And they're all freely floating, and the colors and the sounds and the smells. And the kids are looking at me. They're going, you know, they're trying to tell me what an experience that was. And I just went, tell me about it in your journals. And so we sat there probably for an hour without a sound, except for this deafening sound of nature all around us and all of the things they were seeing. And then we very quietly left this place. And what was interesting, along with having a look at their journals and hearing about it afterwards, was that as we left and went back out into the bigger body of water, they were still silent. And they'd brought this beautiful silence with them. And then, when we got to shore, all hell broke loose. It was they wanted to show me their journals, read things out, and so we had a session where there was an exchange. And you know what you were saying about the canoe being it's almost a joining. It's surreal. It takes us to another place. And as we get into this discussion, I've got some thoughts about the place that it takes us and how it gets us there. But that was an absolutely profound experience, human experience, and not a word was spoken. And that's the power of the canoe.